Hello everyone, welcome back to All This for $10. My name is MLYP and today we're talking about one of my favourite stories of all time. We're talking about a man named Muerte and his attempt to raise money for men's mental health awareness. He decided to walk his way across America, and this is a tale of his journey, in 30 posts or less.
Fuck, it's cold here today, actually. I should have put, socks on before I started. Hello,
Don't talk to me about
everyone.
it being cold, because it's hot as shit outside where I live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All This for $10. My name is MLYP. It is 4 degrees above freezing here in New Zealand this morning. We've had 100 millimeters of rain in the last, 2 days. We are dying of ice, but you're back for another episode. We are hiking across America.
We're
week.
dying of ice here too, but a different kind of ice.
Oh no. Should have thought about that. You can hear my guest already. Look, we're going through a death march in 30 posts. All right. As always, this episode will have an accompanying guide. I will have a video version up for Patreon, and then a week later it'll be on YouTube. No content warnings this week, which is astounding. Considering how stupid this man is. But introductions, you've had him on the guest before. We have my good friend Johnny Amizich. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
I'm reusing your photo because it rules.
Thank you.
So Johnny, aka Dr. Venkman,
that's me.
That's your emo haircut from an emo night, I think it was.
That was an emo night back in 2019. My hair, I think, is as long as it's ever been. And I almost straightened it last night, just because I wasn't going anywhere. We were home, but I was looking at myself in the bathroom mirror, and I was like, I bet my hair would be down to my mouth at this point if I straightened it.
So, Johnny is a writer at Hard Drive Magazine, host of another podcast called Culture Dumpster. Check out Culture Dumpster. Johnny, we already know where you posted. You were here before. We went through that. Where have you been posting recently?
Mainly on Blue Sky. And does Discord count as posting? I
think it does, yes.
Okay. I mean, that's where I do a lot of my posting, is on the Western Kabuki Discord. That's where I do some of my finest work.
Some of the finest work. Just racking up those Hall of Fame points.
That's right.
So, we're not doing the weird question. Last time I had you doing a weird question, but we're not doing that one because we have something important to talk about before we dive in. Johnny, can you tell us about the woke gay charity stream that you have planned?
Yeah. So, back in May, I think after Congress passed something horrible, that was an attack on trans people, I started thinking, and I was like, what can I do as a dumb, pale nerd who has no real applicable skills? What can I do to try and support my trans homies? Because I have a lot of trans friends that I met when I worked at the Apple Store. I have a lot of online trans friends and just queer friends in general. And I was like, maybe I could organize some kind of charity stream under the Hard Drive name. So I reached out to Matt Sancombe, the CEO of Hard Drive, because I just freelance for them. I'm not an employee by any stretch of the imagination. And I just I threw the idea out there, and he gave me his blessing, and I just kind of ran with it. And so I'm calling it the Hard Drive Presents a Woke and Gay Charity Stream that will be taking place on July 25th through the 26th from 8 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to have the guys from Giant Bomb hanging out with me to kick it off for the first couple of hours, where I put a list of games together that I sent to Jeff Bacalar from Giant Bomb saying, hey, how does this sound? And then one of the mods from their Discord server, put those into a poll to let the community vote, because they're very community oriented at that website. And I thought it'd be fun, and myself included. I'm a longtime Giant Bomb fan. And I picked some older stuff and some newer stuff. And one of the options I put down was Mike Minotti. If you know Giant Bomb, you should know who Mike Minotti is. And I said that we would make him play the Lion King game for Super Nintendo. And that has, it might have at this point more than 3 times as many votes as the second place game. So it looks like we're going to be watching this poor Midwestern man play the Lion King game on Super Nintendo while we
play a bad game.
Yep, play a bad game.
And we'll be there. You and me have like a 3-hour slot. I think you're going to be doing Death Stranding 2. Still, is that what we've decided?
Maybe. I thought about that. I need to get a capture card if I'm going to be playing anything from a console. Because
we'll figure it out, but we've got a slot.
Yeah. And we'll be hanging out talking about freaks on the internet, regardless.
Yeah.
And
I've got to decide if we're going to do Freaks on the Internet or if we should do the MLYP talks about Metal Gear Solid lore hour. Maybe both.
Maybe both. Out. Yeah.
However, speaking of Freaks on the Internet, Johnny.
Yes.
Are you ready to go on a death march across America in 30 posts or less?
I think so.
All right.
Now, you mentioned no content warning, so I'm assuming no fingets are being lost.
Nothing
of that nature.
No gentleman's relish on remotes or anything like that. No.
Got it.
So I want you to meet Muerte. Muerte is been around on Something Awful since 2015. Hasn't been active since 2015 again for good reason. They were here briefly. Muerte wants to change his life up a bit. They made a post. Muerte has decided that he's unhappy at his job. So like any sane person, put in a 30-day notice and decided he would walk across America from LA to Daytona Beach, Florida. Part of his trip is for personal reasons. He wants to find out who he is as a person. Another big reason is he wants to raise awareness for mental health, something he's struggled with his entire life. He's made some crowdfunding for it. He's raised $2,300 in a little over 4 days. His end goal is to survive, obviously, and write a book about his travel. So he's going to be departing on the 14th of May. He's posting on the 19th of April. So we got a little while to go.
Yeah, so he's like almost like a Jack Kerouac type figure, just rambling across the country and chronicling his journey.
Now, as an American, you can tell me, America's big, right?
It's really fucking big. It's huge.
Well, going from LA to Daytona Beach, Florida, walking, bit of a big one. So naturally, we get some questions. We get a couple of questions from the thread immediately. He just posts this into the forum unprompted. So question 1: lots of people who try and do this seem to die after getting hit by trucks. How are you going to avoid this?
Good question.
Muerte's, he's got reflective gear and a backpack. He doesn't plan on hiking at night. He'll be off the side of the road as much as possible. So we're good. Question 2: do you have any kind of experience in this sort of thing? Like, have you you remember that lady that walked up Everest with no training and died?
Yeah, many such cases.
Many such cases, but that's the one. So he's gonna do a lot of He does a lot of hiking 1-day trips. He's never attempted something on this scale, but I don't think anyone has experience doing 2,500 miles, really.
No. I mean, you'd think that maybe you would build up to something like this. Like, this seems like the kind of thing that you would spend, I don't know, 6 months to a year training for. Like
you do a couple of states or something? Like you just do across California?
You do some backpacking before you build up to the big trip. And, I mean, they already live in California. They have the Pacific Coast Trail that goes all up the West Coast.
Yeah.
And
we'll get to the Pacific Coast Trail. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Question 3, how feasible is it? And they're asking the same questions you are. Have you hiked more than a week straight? What gear will you be having? Are you planning on camping? Motels? What's the plan? And he thinks it's feasible. He's planning to emulate a guy called Hobo Nick. Hobo Nick went the opposite way from Florida to California. So Muerte's got a 75-liter pack. All of his gear is extra lightweight, and he's going to have a cart for at least the desert portion to carry water and extra food. He's planning to stealth camp most of the way, and he might splurge on his birthday and get a hotel. So hope springs eternal, really.
Oh, this person is an optimist.
Yeah. Question 4, are you like Forrest Gump stupid?
I've
and he's
never seen Forrest Gump.
Yeah. So how can you get
Fantastic.
more attention doing stuff like this? He has made crowdfunding, like I said. So the screenshot I have here is he raised $3,500, which is a fair bit. Obviously, he didn't hit his $4,000 goal. And he started tweeting at places like Jimmy Kimmel and Ellen DeGeneres Show and Project 375. He was tweeting at them every day.
Just
unprompted, just trying to get noted, yeah.
Maybe he could have called in to the Ellen Show from the road. But I'm guessing,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Let's take a brief interlude. Do you remember the hitchhiking robot called Hitchbot?
No.
So this is Hitchbot. If you're watching on the slides, he's a lovely little robot. He's not really a robot. He's like a little like cylinder with arms and legs like attached to him.
He looks like a GPS. Space eater.
He'd tell you where he wanted to go. So Hitchbot was a Canadian hitchhiking robot made by professors at McMaster University in Toronto. Keyword there that I've bolded in that slide was...
Did something bad happen to Hitchbot?
Yes, he was dismembered and decapitated in Philadelphia.
Of course.
Likely thing to happen in Philadelphia. So entirely unrelated to Muerte, but I want to bring this up because America's not a good place to hike.
Listen, we have lots of beautiful trails that exist, but if you're going from one end of the country to the other, a lot of the ways that places are connected are only by major interstate, and there aren't exactly footpaths for you to use. So no matter what, unless you are literally hiking through open country, there's a good chance you're going to get hit by a car or otherwise maybe stripped for parts in Philadelphia.
So, it's a hard walk. This is a big, scary walk. The most prescient bit of advice that I have from forums user Space Kablooey, it's they post and they're like, look, this is kind of fucked up, dude. Like, as someone in the same boat who has sad brains and anxiety, don't do this. Like, there's just try other ideas. Like, just don't. A 3,000-mile hike might change you, but it's not going to fix you.
Yeah, what are you
that's the
running
part.
away
You will
from,
come out a different
buddy?
man. Your bad brains aren't going to be less bad.
Absolutely. Yeah. This person is clearly running from something or walking from something.
Walking from something very slowly. So, yeah, America's a big place is the vibe we're getting. Every single response is a big place.
It's very big.
It's a big place. And the part that really sticks out to me is I'm going to follow a similar route that Hobo Nick took from Florida to California. Hobo Nick was a 25-year-old hobo who left Atlantic Beach, and he went through 5 pairs of shoes on this walk.
I was gonna say, like, I was just trying to imagine the number of shoes that this person would go through, because I've heard stories, like, I wouldn't say it's not uncommon, it's not uncommon to hear stories about different people walking across the country for different reasons. They're back in the time before television when there was nothing else to do. If you were someone walking across the country, whole towns would come out to greet you because that was just the most interesting thing that was happening back then.
But this is 2015 and people are a bit jaded at this point, right? Like, it's not like it's a novel thing they can see coming. People actually have things on their phone now. Look, so he left with no food, no water, no money, and somehow made it. And I think that is like those old graphs of planes coming back full of bullet holes. You know, the one that I'm referring to. Like, he's an outlier. I think most people would have died. Hobo Nick was sending updates to his mother via iPod, and it took him 178 days to get there. So this is a big, big walk. So, yeah, his journey was 2,500 miles. It's kind of fucked. It's huge.
Yeah.
Muerte is going to try and do the same thing. Minimal planning. Hobo Nick had very minimal planning as well. He just kind of left with nothing. He had no food, no water, no money. Muerte's minimal planning and a little cart to carry his stuff in. All because, and a quote from him is, I want to find who I am as a person and what I want in life. The official $10 advice, don't do this. Just don't don't do this. Like, and that piece of advice there is, it will change you. It will not fix you. It's April 23rd.
Yeah.
2015.
Oh my gosh.
The image is long gone, but he posted a picture of most of his gear. He was packed and ready to go April 23rd. He had bear mace, apparently, for people he would encounter in California. He's also planning and thinking the bear mace will protect him from mountain lions in Florida, the armadillos in Texas, and the aliens in New Mexico.
Are the
and
armadillos?
I'm assuming there's armadillos in Texas.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just wondering why you would need to mace an armadillo. I didn't realize they were so hostile. When I see them here in Missouri, but they're usually just dead on the side of the road.
Might become a circle. I don't know. It's scary. Like, he has a giant fuck off can of bear mace, and very little of the regions he's going through actually has bears. At this point, like, he's got a 75-liter pack, which is not big. It's not a huge pack in the grand scheme of things. For anyone who hasn't actually done a lot of backpacking,
no.
His total pack weight is 32 pounds. He has an umbrella for shade in the desert. It's a lightweight umbrella for hiking. So he's trying to lightweight this stuff down. It's not great, I think, is the vibe I got here. Like, there's a lot of people here giving him advice. Like, 75-liter pack is both simultaneously absurdly large. Like, so it's a large pack to carry, and it's a large pack to walk around with. It is an absurdly small pack to survive off of with nothing else for 180 days.
I'm just trying to think, because you have to have food, water, clothes.
Well, he's got the little cart. We'll get to the cart.
Okay,
I'll show you
the
pictures
cart,
of the cart. But he is, like, he says in his research, a lot of people will use carts. It's collapsible. If he has to ditch it. He has 2 spare tubes, a small hand pump. Importantly, he's got no duct tape. He had no duct tape in that thing.
Fuck. What if your bag rips?
Yeah. So, like, there's even just, like, that's such a basic thing. I would be like, where's my repair kits for everything? So, like, some people are just like, it's a 75-liter pack, 35 pounds dry, and he had no camping stove. He was just... Like, even there's a lot of little basic things. Even if you're planning ultralight, you still have a way to cook food. I'm not going to put the whole post here, but a poster called Contour, and it's a huge post. This is what you'll see here on these slides is about half the posts. Contour makes a living as a guide. They spend 250 nights a year in the bush, and they've been doing it for 5 years. So...
Oh, someone that knows what they're doing.
Someone who knows what they're doing. Their job is to prevent people from offing themselves in places. So Contour has a lot of experience in hot, dry climates, which is where Muerte is going to go. Like, the backpack is a JanSport, which I've only just revealed now.
That's
not like any... Yeah.
Contour that's what I had at grade school.
Yeah, JanSport make gear for, like, the camp once or twice a year kind of market, according to Contour, which I agree. There's no harness setup. It's not a pack that's appropriate for wearing for 12 hours at a time. There's no repair kit. He has a huge tent from these images. There's no repair kit. It hasn't been sealed. Wears your wide-brimmed hat to prevent you from, like, getting owned by the sun. Your sleeping bag's fucking huge. Why is it so huge? Like, yes, a lightweight and small bag is expensive, but you need it. Like, there's no liner for your bag. It will start reeking very quickly. Like, your water situation is also fucked. Like, basically, he just goes through all of this. The prescient quote here from Contour is, I deal with people who make wrong gear choices every day, but they're also paying me to make sure they don't die. Your entire setup just screams inexperience and lack of research and time spent outdoors.
That seems a little foreboding.
Any forms user who goes outside for a reasonable length of time, which is rare, kind of goes, dude, stop this. You are fucking going to die. It wouldn't be a goon thread without some goon love, and it's just people saying, hey, like, come back when you're done or die trying, stop posting, or I hope you get fucking stung by a scorpion. You know, people are just like, yeah, you're a dipshit.
Typical goon shit. Yeah.
We are about to set off. And the big part is Muerte will be homeless on the 15th. And jobless on the 14th. He has quit his lease. He has quit his job. You might get an interesting story, or you might get an interesting obituary. What's your thoughts on Muerte so far, Johnny?
I admire their tenacity and their commitment to setting out on something that, not a lot of people would be capable of achieving. So I don't question their motivations or their drive to do this, because they but as the actual outdoor guide stated, just there's a difference between wanting to do something and like doing it correctly, or the way that will make sure that minimizing the risk of something awful, no pun intended, happening to you. And so I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about this.
Unfortunately, he's committed, right? Like, he's got his gear.
Yeah, no, he's all in.
ending.
He has forced himself into this change. This is kind of an unforced road trip, because he could have kept his job, right? He could have renewed his lease.
It's a cell phone.
Yeah.
It's an incredible cell phone. His food choices. One post I did skip over because I wanted to bring up now because it's funny. The only cooked food he eats is pizza, hamburgers, hot wings, and chips on a day-to-day basis.
Sorry.
Everything else
you said
25.
This sounds like my son.
The only cooked food he eats is pizza, hamburgers, hot wings, and chips, and it was posted without a hint of shame. And this is a guy who's attempting to walk across America.
That's just an American diet right there.
It is. We get one final attempt to stop him, and the issue that you have here is like the vibe you get is this thread feels like it was made for people to try and talk him out of it, and he's ignoring all of that advice. Like, does he know how to forage for food? How do you find water when your water runs out? Someone's going to steal that cart, statistically. What if an emergency situation comes up? Like, what if you hurt yourself? Do you have a first aid kit? You are planning around best case scenarios is what you've got here. Every single piece of text from this man is, I'm just going to start walking.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I do a fair bit of hiking every year. We usually travel to a national park or something, and even on relatively short hikes, I have my backpack with me that has snacks, it has water, like it has all these things that most of the time never even come out of my bag. But if something were to happen, I would be prepared. Yeah. That's one of the first major lessons you learn whenever you first get into hiking is, you're not near any, like, all of the conveniences that you have around you aren't going to be there with you. You probably won't be in a place that has cell service, so you won't be able to call emergency services. I guess now newer phones have satellite that you can connect to. But that wasn't a thing until the last, I feel like 3 or 4 years, really. So yeah, I agree. I agree with the person.
We have a huge tramping culture here. We call it tramping, like hiking in New Zealand. And it's like, if you are going somewhere that's not a signposted trail, you need to carry, it's called an EPIRB. Like, you just kind of need to, and it's an electronic beacon. The EPIRB stands for something, I can't remember. But it just like pings satellites and it tells rescue where you are. Because we have like the densest fucking bush you'll ever see, right? It's not like this, which is Mordor. It's like just flat fucking Mordor for like most of Arizona, for example. So this isn't going to go well. However, we're off. And look, I like the part where he has asked a bunch of questions and ignored the answers and ignored other questions in the same post because they make him feel like an idiot. And he's since gone back and edited out and deleted pictures of his gear that make him look stupid.
That's what he should be doing.
We're 10 pages in. It's May 6th. Well, this certainly blew up. I'm closing the thread. Feel free to make a new one and watch me fail. On the slide here, Johnny, you may notice that there's another 68 pages to go in this thread.
I was going to comment on that.
The thread did not get closed.
No.
It was left open.
What happens next? Oh my god.
You know what else was left open? His Facebook group where he was sending
great.
updates.
Okay, all right.
He changed it to closed. Didn't really help because people were already in there. And you see this thing, like, you changed it to closed and now someone posts. It's like, hey, now that's private, how does it affect the status of awareness? And he's mainly using he has a public-facing Facebook page. And it's more of a place to store his links and various things. He's trying to, like, stop letting goons shit on him. But luckily, there's enough in here to give us updates about him. So I'm going to show you the image of him setting off. I posted by him in the Facebook group. Either he took it on a timer or someone took it off him. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
He is leaving on the Pacific Coast trailhead.
Oh, look at that. All right.
He's got a cart. He's got a wide brim hat that is a big backpack. It's like I said, simultaneously really big backpack, really small backpack for how far you're going. It's a great backpack for like a 3-day tramp at best.
Not 2,500 miles across the continental United States.
Here's a better photo of said cart.
Is that a baby stroller?
It looks like one of those strollers or carts that you put on a hitch on the back of a bike. Like a little, a pedal cycle.
Yeah.
It looks like that to me. That blue jug off to the right is his water tank.
Okay, I mean, he's got the REI sticker on there, which should signify he absolutely knows what he's doing. Because they don't let just anybody shop at REI.
No, is that like a brand of stuff?
It is. Yeah, it is an outdoor. I can't remember the name of it. It's like it's a place that you go to buy hiking and outdoor gear here in the States. It's where you'd buy like a Patagonia jacket or a Marmot.
Okay. Yep.
And they have their own line of stuff. It's a good store. We get a lot of our stuff from there, but that's just very funny to me. Like, he put that on there so that people would think that he was more authentic than he clearly was.
As a leaving meal, he had some lovely chicken fries from Burger King, and on May 6th,
get that protein.
He was getting that protein, and he was asking if anyone had a contact at Burger King headquarters, and he's written on his cart packers that he's walking like crazy across America and telling people that he bumps into to follow him on Facebook, and he has the hashtag I saw Crazy Jake. His name is Jake.
Crazy Jake is the name of a used car salesman.
I just don't like the fact he gave himself a name. At least like Hobo Nick was given a name. This screams like giving yourself a nickname at school.
Yeah, you can't do that. That goes against the nickname rules.
Yeah, let's go on a tangent here. When I started at university, we had this like another nerdy kid join up to like the nerd group that I joined, because I joined like the tabletop games group because I am a nerd. And he introduced himself as Cosmo. And we found out that wasn't his real name very quickly. His name was Ruben. But he tried to introduce himself as Cosmo.
You can't call yourself Cosmo. Only Kramer can call himself Cosmo, because he's Cosmo Kramer.
Yeah. He has started mapping things out. He's, he started doing a lot of highlighting. He started, mapping out his route through California, the western United States, Utah, and Kansas. The quote from him being, "Don't need a map in Nevada since there's nothing there anyways."
Yeah, you wouldn't want to know the most efficient way to get through, like, the hottest, driest place in the whole country. Not a problem.
So we've discussed his eating habits, right? So he decides to have a meal at Waffle House.
Okay.
On the route, he's left down the trailhead, and he's decided my first meal is going to be at Waffle House. It's going to be at Denny's.
Oh my god! Lack of waffle.
Oh, 300 miles to go to reach San Francisco, California. I'm disappointed in your lack of Waffle Houses.
Because like Waffle House, I think it's actually decent. It's good.
Next time I go to America, when we overthrow the insurgent rising fascism, I would like to visit a Waffle House. I feel like I'd have a great time. It feels like a PvP zone.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go there when I was hungover, slash drunk, and now I go there with my family.
So is he just going to walk from fast food place to fast food place
Uh-huh.
until he hits the desert and then he dies?
Could be.
That's his first, his 2 meals that he's posted on the trail.
He's
It's
already putting enough sodium in his body to really jerk himself.
Burger King fries and then a Grand Slam from Denny's.
Boy, that's
Oh boy. So, fellow listeners, folks, friends of the show, if you're going for a 2,500-mile hike, don't rely on eating at Denny's and Waffle Houses. Let's talk about ultralight backpacking meals. This is an example of one from a fella who decided to walk the Appalachian Trail. That meal, that Denny's Grand Slam with the huge amount of hash browns and bacon and toast, is a third of the amount of calories on that image on the right. That day one there is some oatmeal, there's a Snickers bar, there's 2 cheeses, there's some Cliff bars. He's got some he's got honey, just literal honey to just squeeze into his mouth because you just need the calories, which is crazy.
Yeah, it turns out walking the entire day outside in the heat will burn a lot of calories, and your body needs to replenish those nutrients. And frankly, the Grand Slam just is not capable of doing that for you.
Yeah. So this ultralight backpack meal I have here on the right is really small. You could fit that into a tiny little lunchbox. That's real. You could carry that in your 2 hands. A Denny's, that is 3,524 calories, 34 ounces of dry weight. A Denny's Grand Slam without bread is 900 calories.
That's a lot less than 3,500.
Yes. So he's bringing the wrong type of food, or he's planning to eat exclusively from gas stations and restaurants. You can theoretically get the calories, but will not be easy. There's some people talking about gas station honey buns. Fucking bang. And there's a guy I didn't include in my slides because the slides are getting up here. We've got 130, 125 of them here today to go through. And it was this guy. This is this guy's menu, and he looks so fucking haggard after he's done. He looks like he's lost 40 pounds of weight, put on a bit of lean muscle, but he's lost a lot of fat. And he was apparently just walking down the trail, dipping his food into Nutella just to get more calories. And on every time he made a rest stop, he took a day off and just went to a restaurant and just ate 4 burgers. Just to load up on as much calories as he could on his rest day, his 0 days.
That seems smart.
He did 2 meals, just eating like a glutton. Is he just gonna follow the Krusty Burger fun map? Is what I've put in.
Follow your nose.
Follow your nose to the nearest Denny's. I keep coming back to this, and I hope I haven't undersold how stupid this is. In California, it's pretty lush. At the time, there was a drought, but there's still a lot of green, as we saw with those early images. Once he gets over the California hills and gets to into the rain shadow of the Sierras, it becomes Mordor. There is nothing. So much water is dumped on California because of those hills and those mountains and all this rest of the Sierras. Once you get over that, this is what it looks like. It is just dust and water. It looks like fucking Rango.
Rango, or maybe the opening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah.
That being said, we're a couple of days in. The cart's broken.
6
the cart's
miles?
broken after 6 miles. Yep.
Now,
The
Cameron,
cart that we've hyped up so much.
That I'm trying to calculate the percentage of the distance that it made, but it's so infinitesimal that I don't 6 miles.
I don't have it, but I will pull up a calculator for you. Hold
6 miles, Jesus Christ!
It's we were 2,500 miles, right? 0.24%.
That's not good. That's not
good at all. No. So the cart has broken. The front wheel has snapped off. 6 miles in. R.I.P. cart.
There's no fixing that either, because that's just plastic that is snapped.
Yeah, one good thing Muerte does is he keeps maps. I'm not going to say they're accurate, but he does keep maps. And so he's writing on the map where he's going. He writes, R.I.P. cart, and then where he camped for that day. So his first day, he made it 6 miles and decided to camp after stopping at a Denny's first. And then he keeps walking, which is the next day. He also found some slugs.
Oh, cool.
It looked like a turd when I first saw it, but no, it's
I was
going
to say, it kind of looks like a dog turd, but looking at it now, it's a banana slug. Okay.
Big banana slug. So 6 miles in, 1.5 days in, RIP cart. And unfortunately, we've already started hallucinating.
Uh-oh.
I woke up today knowing the cart was no longer a viable option. I tried to reach a road where I could perhaps signal a ranger to pick it up, but the cart became immovable. I saved as much as I could, but will need to lighten my load again tomorrow. I was able to hike through some amazing woods and prairie. I keep hearing the sounds of footsteps as I walk alongside me, although I've never seen one other person for miles. In a way, it feels like someone is walking alongside me. Total miles today, 15.
Is it Jesus?
Is Jesus walking alongside him? So we're 2 days in and it's 25.5 miles, according to his diary.
I mean, that seems a little soon to
already be having to come to Jesus
just
moment.
having auditory hallucinations, but hey, what do I know?
The tinfoil hat part of me is like, how long do you think he had to stomp on the cart before it broke? Like, I think he's might have gone, I've given it a try, and then he stomped on the cart and been able to go, well, cart broke, guess I gotta quit. That's
Dude.
one thing that I think he might have done.
You think he might have broke it on purpose?
Maybe. Because, look, that was the front wheel of the cart that snapped.
Right.
And it was a tri-wheeled cart. So why couldn't you just push the back 2 wheels like a wheelbarrow?
That's true. You could just tilt it back and keep on going.
It's like we're a few days in, the cart's broken in a way that's not terminal. At least you can still get it somewhere where it might be able to be fixed. We're already hallucinating the footsteps of Jesus and we're still in California. So let's talk about where Muerte is. Let's talk about where he's hiking through. Because you said, we're on the Pacific coast,
Yeah.
There's
Beautiful.
a lot of nice trails there. He says he's quite exhausted. He's somewhere up on the Bolinas Ridge Trail, and it's been nothing but uphill. The topography map shows it should have been a level elevation, but it's not. He just stopped to chat with some bikers, and they informed him it's still nothing but uphill for some time. His left knee's aching, and he's trying to rest where he needs it, but it's about 45 degrees up here, which feels great while hiking. Still in good spirits. So the Bolinas Ridge Trail.
Great.
Have you been there before? You've done a lot of hiking, but I don't know.
I haven't
if you've,
been there specifically, no.
So it's popular with mountain bikers. Begins on a ridgeline east of Olima Valley and has parking off Sir Francis Drake Boulevard. The trail crosses rolling coastal rangeland, enters towering redwoods, and breaks into open chaparral before it reaches its southern trailhead and gets you go down to the Pacific Ocean along the way. So it's the start of the Pacific Trailway. Like you go through Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, but you've still got to cut down into Florida after that point. So it's
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately. He doesn't have a set route. This is a quote from him. I've been talking with a lot of people who hiked the ADT and did a route similar to my current one. I'm not thinking I'll take the ADT to Kentucky or Missouri and then shoot down to Florida. So just to go back up to this map, he's going to Kentucky or Missouri and then just shoot down through 3 states to Florida. But there's no real trail at that point. So he's leaving any kind of maintained trail, which is concerning.
I'm a little worried about him.
So let's zoom in. Like he's in San Francisco type area. And the plan he's going to go through LA. He's going to go through like Oakland, Walnut Creek, Sacramento, Forest Hill, Truckee, and then across the Mojave Desert and Texas to Florida.
Okay.
His prep work involved going to Walmart and asking an employee where the sporting goods section was. And the Bolinas Trail that we just went through, a review site describes it as one of the best trails around San Francisco to walk your dog.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's not going well. We're 3 days in. 23 miles in 3 days. His original prediction was 20 miles a day. The blue dots there on that map is the ideal route. The gray edition is where he diverted from the ideal route.
Yeah,
and is
I
what
can't help but
actually tracked
notice
him.
it's an hour and about 20 minutes longer.
Yeah, it's another 2 miles, but it's a very uphill miles. That's why he was seeing all those hills, because he was away from like the easy track and went the hard mode sickos one.
This might be where some planning ahead of time would have been
We started
beneficial.
up in, at the trailhead of the coast trail, and we have not even made it into San Francisco proper yet.
It's slow going, buddy.
He posts this image. He's in the Mount Tamalpais, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, state park, and he burst into tears when he reached the ranger station. It was a very long uphill hike through blinding fog.
Oh, buddy.
And he would literally kill someone for IHOP Waffle House right now.
I bet you would. I mean,
you fucking would, buddy. His baby stroller broke on day 1, and then he walked up a paved road to a ranger station. That's a paved road. It's not a gravel road. That's an asphalt road.
No, that is near some kind of civilization.
He's got this. He gives an update. No hiking today. Going to take a rest day. Just walking the 100 feet to the bathroom is grueling. Going to rest up and eat a lot. The last 3 days, I've only eaten a handful of raisins.
Oh no.
Only 2,950 miles to go, buddy.
Oh no. Oh God.
So he's not been eating. We've spent all this time going over what you need to eat.
You gotta. Raisins do not provide nearly enough calories. I'm afraid to say.
Yeah, and you know how we were speaking about correct pathways? He's been going the wrong way. Another goon has worked off the map he's gone and said, you should have cut north through the easiest part of this park. Instead, he's just kind of like fucking around in like the rockiest part. Like the sicko mode trail. We're 3 days in, it's May 21st. Muerte is done.
He's done.
He's given up. Here is the letter from Muerte. Please read. Well, today is possibly one of the most disappointing days of my life. I woke up at 7 a.m. ready to hit the trail and make an 8-mile trek to the Golden Gate Bridge. I walked down to the bathroom to freshen up and felt off balance. The next thing I knew, my entire left side of my body went limp and I fainted on the steps. Some hikers saw me and said I looked awful and helped me get an Uber ride back to my aunt's. So, we're still close enough to your family.
Yeah,
for the first time in 4 days, I was able to look at my body and it isn't good. My hips are literally black and blue and I'm constantly lightheaded. I have other issues that aren't PG as well. I think he might be peeing blood from like his kidneys getting beaten up by the bad backpack. And then to top my day off, I went to get some food and my car overheated and popped coolant and smoke all over the place. This continues.
Bad day.
The last 5 days have taught me invaluable lessons and I'm going to start treating my body right. Please don't leave negative comments. There's a lot more text here, but I don't want to read off whole thing. It's mostly like, I'm going to give the money back. I only own the clothes on my back. This ended a lot faster and more painlessly than we thought, right? Like 30 miles in 4 damn days, 7.5 miles a day.
He collapsed and lost feeling in the entire
side of his body after 4 days. Now, Johnny, you got a son, right?
Yeah.
How old's your son?
He's 12.
So, you remember when he was like a toddler? Did you ever take him hiking? Or are you mostly at homebound?
No, yeah. It wasn't until he got a little older that we got into hiking. But
okay,
I mean, we would take walks a lot. We would go on trails near our home that were paved.
Okay. So would you like to know how much like a child could conceivably walk a day?
Sure.
Let's just establish that we've Muerte made it 7.5 miles a day. So little Johnny, this person here is walking their 6-year-old daughter 11.5 miles a day. But after a 40-minute rest, she was full of energy again.
That's true. They have boundless energy.
Unlimited energy. So Muerte has the achievements of a toddler. At best, a 6-year-old.
Maybe more like a 66-year-old.
So
Although,
this guy,
you know what? I've seen lots of older people just crushing it, like just flying past me on some of these mountain trails that my wife and I hike. So
that's always the
he's
best
doing
part
worse
of those
than a lot of old
trails.
people.
You see old people just zooming past with those 2 sticks, pushing
Oh my
themselves
god,
along.
dude! Yeah, no, we hiked we hiked up a mountain in Washington on our most recent trip, and there was literally an old couple that passed us on the way.
I'm kind of glad he didn't make like the blasted hellscape desert. He gave up.
I feel like he would have met a quick end if he made it to the actual desert.
But like, you know, how did we get here, right? Like day -1 was a Denny's Grand Slam. That was before we set off. Day 1 started from Point Reyes at 12:30. Cart breaks after 6 miles. Ends up ditching it before getting to the next camp. He walks 5 hours, covers 10 miles. 2 miles and an hour.
Not a good pace.
Not a good pace. Day 2 pretends to hear poetic footsteps, covers 15.5 miles. Day 3, he discovers hills exist and you get cold as you go higher up, and he reaches a ranger station and cries. Day 4, he has a rest day, claims he's only had raisins for the last 3 days, which is bullshit. He chows down and throws out more stuff. Day 5, stands up, gets dizzy, realizes he has bruises, catches an Uber back to his aunt. An ignoble end for our good friend.
What a tale.
However,
he's not done. Oh,
he's not done.
Oh, God.
I have so many thoughts and plans right now. Once I can put them into a coherent form, I will share with everyone. One thing I need is someone who is willing to help me with nutrition. If you feel you know a lot and are willing to help get me onto some kind of routine, please message me so we can discuss. Another post he has is, thank you everyone for the kind words. I'm going to take a few days to myself, then get started on my next adventure. I hope to share my foundation's business plan with all of you soon.
Godspeed, Muerte.
So are we making a foundation, a mental health foundation, Muerte? Crazy Jake. So what happens is he decides to drive to Florida.
Okay, much more manageable. Much more feasible. Oh, God.
However, his BMW immediately overheats.
It's a BMW? Who is this guy?
Like, you know, he's got 2,571 miles to go and the engine's overheated.
My goodness.
And people on Facebook are immediately like a bit confused, right? Like, hey, are you done walking? Like, I thought you were taking a few days to rest. What's going on? And look, he's dealing with an overheated car in Death Valley.
That's not a good place to have an overheated car.
So what happens is the electric water heater pump's broken. And he says, once I lost my cart, my goal was lost. I couldn't get myself to eat on the trail.
What do you mean?
Then that brings me back to my further point, is I think he broke the cart to give himself an out. When he realized, oh no, this actually kind of sucks. And I'm going to be doing this for like a year. So it took him an hour to find a hotel that wasn't booked out for the weekend. The car refused to drive more than 10 seconds without overheating. And he's hoping he can find a mechanic. Otherwise he'll be stuck in Arizona forever. He eventually did find a mechanic. Fixed the upper radiator hose and drove to Vegas, where it started overheating again. So there's no response from the water pump. It might just be a bad wire. But it's time for another twist. It's time for another twist.
Oh, boy.
Someone posts, hey, is this OP? Guy with the same name as a Permaband Something Awful Mart scammer.
Ooh.
So Something Awful Mart, SA Mart,
Uh-huh.
is a subforum where you can like sell things to other people in the forum. Pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
And in 2010 he called a permaban for SA Mart scamming. His previous handles include Jake. He was selling fake Vibram shoes and fake Ray-Bans, and not disclosing that they're fake or changing the price that they're fake.
Oh
Nothing
my
really
God.
happens to him because he's been run off the forum. He doesn't get banned for this, right? Like normally when you're permabanned, they'll catch you eventually. But like this guy's a bit shady.
A little bit.
Which brings me back to my conjecture that he broke the cart.
The more I learn about this guy, the more I am also convinced that he just broke the cart so he'd have an out.
Yeah.
Because
back to the journey.
How would it even break? Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah, it's the thing, right? So everyone important will be getting their money back from the fundraiser. It's really important. He's asking people that when you get your refund, donate it to Hike for Mental Health, which is an actual org, I believe. And he's going to disappear from Facebook. His observations from the road is everyone from Oklahoma owns a white truck. Albuquerque is a cool city. Texas sucks. Don't buy a BMW. I agree. Abandoned buildings are fascinating and country music sucks. He does give us an
Albuquerque is a
update.
cool city. I've visited there before. He's right about that.
He makes it to Florida, and it cost him a full cooling system rebuild, a broken windshield, and a power steering failure.
My God.
His short-term plans are to get a job supplementing his income with the tree cutting business. He joins his dad's stump grinding business.
Oh,
and
okay.
And is working on starting his own organization to raise awareness and money for mental health. What he feels he did right was his socks, shoes, walking poles, tent, hydration, fitness. He didn't get the pack weight right. He didn't get the cart right. His nutrition was bad. His clothing was too heavy. He had people invest in his trip, which is a bit stupid. He says he wants to reattempt it someday. However, he does say anyone who doesn't want to get a refund from Fundraiser, which is the platform he was using, their donation will be invested into his mental health foundation.
Oh, good. That's good. That's
good. We never hear from Muerte again.
Oh man, dang! And he he could have been promoting his mental health foundation.
Could have been. R.I.P. to the real hero of the story. The broken stroller left as litter that he tried to get a park ranger to pick up for him.
Yeah, they're not garbage men.
No, this man just posted, "Hey, I'm going to walk across America," and then 4 days later gives up. And I think that's beautiful.
It just reminds me of have you seen Arrested Development?
Yes.
Show it's Oscar, George Bluth's twin brother, would always begin some kind of journey from Los Angeles to San Francisco, but he'd make it like half a mile before like his feet started hurting and he would call it quits. And that's what this guy reminds me of. He's the goon version of Uncle Oscar.
That's incredible.
And
so we don't well, I think let's not walk across America, children, is where we're going with this.
Not without lots of planning and training to lead up to backpacking that long of a distance, because America is like you encounter so many different climates and like just different types of weather and also you can't predict a lot of it, and so you need to be prepared for just about any situation when you're out there in the elements. And this guy was just hubris. It was just so much hubris. And then he got frustrated. Not even you say someone gets up halfway through. He didn't make it halfway. He made it
less than 1% of the way through.
Yeah, less than 1%.
We just did the math.
Yeah, and then broke his cart to have a way to excuse himself and maybe save some face. That's my theory.
Shameful. Shameful. Yeah. Pluggables. Johnny, we got the stream coming up. What was the date again?
July 25th through the 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/harddrivemag is going to be the channel I will be streaming from.
Excellent. Sounds good. I'll be there. I hope all my viewers and listeners will be there. Where can we find you, Johnny?
You can find me at drvinkman.com on Blue Sky, culturedumpster.com, writing and publishing podcasts there. I just put up the first chapter of a sci-fi novel I've been working on for the last 13 years that I finally got figured out last year on how to tell this story. I'm pretty proud of what I have so far. I have about 100 pages that I wrote last year. And I'm hoping to finish that sometime in the next 6 months, but we'll see.
Well, thanks for coming on, as always.
Thanks for having me.
Everyone who wants to find me, my website's in the description. You can find the Patreon and all that nonsense. The only other thing I'm going to ask you to do is, don't forget, the internet makes you stupid.